New signings bring about optimism and hope for clubs, but sometimes the best deals are the ones you don't make. These are the times football clubs were happy to miss out on a player. And wait till you see the time Barcelona were glad they dodged a bullet from signing a well-known superstar. Liverpool's 24-25 season has soared to new heights, but their rich vein of form isn't just down to Arne Slot. Slot is doing well with the team inherited from Jurgen Klopp, and Klopp knows a thing or two about dodging bullets when it comes to new signings, because he was once interested in Ajax's Antony. Manchester United hijacked that move, and since then, Antony has been a nightmare for the Red Devils. Liverpool wanted him as a future replacement for Mohamed Salah. Little did they know, they would have been throwing all that money down the drain. Because ever since the Brazilian went to United, let's just say the Samba hasn't been sizzling. Sure, he's shown flashes of brilliance, but the consistency, not quite there. For a whopping 100 million euros, fans expected more than just stepovers.
Up against Baba Rahman.
Besides, Salah is still breaking records. Why fix something that isn't broken? And that's the question Chelsea should have asked themselves before signing Mykhailo Mudryk, simply because Chelsea just didn't need him. In the 22-23 season, Arsenal were in the middle of a title charge when the January transfer window rolled around. Mudryk was the name on everyone's lips. Arsenal fans were refreshing their social media feeds, waiting for that
"Here we go, the deal is done between Chelsea"
from Fabrizio Romano. But up stepped Chelsea, swooping in with a $70 million Euros bid and left Arsenal in the dust. At first, it felt like heartbreak for the Gunners, but when Mudryk's Chelsea career begun, Arsenal were happy to miss out. Sure, the potential is there, but spending so much money on a player still adjusting to life in the Premier League? Yikes. Instead, Arsenal went for Leandro Trossard, who has been more effective than Mudryk. Sometimes, the one that got away is a blessing in disguise, because Man City felt that in 2018. Alexis Sanchez was a proven Premier League winger at Arsenal, but who knew a move to Manchester would have such a strong effect? He was absolutely electric at Arsenal, running defenses ragged and scoring for fun. Naturally, Manchester City wanted him. Pep was ready to reunite with his former Barcelona star. It was almost a done deal, until United came out of nowhere, offering insane wages, and hijacked City's move. The rest, as they say, is history, but not the good kind. Sanchez's form nosedived, and no one could understand what went wrong. United's investment went down the drain, while City went on to dominate the league. City fans were probably laughing at dodging a bullet on Sanchez. Speaking of dominating the league and the year 2018, it was also the year Liverpool benefited from not signing a player. The summer of 2018 was supposed to be the start of something special for Liverpool and Nabil Fekir. The French playmaker, fresh off of a stellar season with Lyon and a World Cup winning campaign, was on the verge of signing for the Reds. Medicals were done, contract terms agreed, and fans were ready to welcome their new number 10. A number left behind by Coutinho, who decided to shock the world by leaving for Barcelona. But the deal collapsed due to concerns over Fekir's troubled knee. He seemed destined to fill the void of Coutinho's departure. But Liverpool clearly didn't miss out and went on to record a 97-point finish that season, and in the next, won the league and Champions League. The trio of Firmino, Mané, and Salah were untouchable, and the same can be said for this trio for Liverpool today. So there was no need to go for Anthony Gordon back in January 2023. Liverpool first tried to sign Gordon when he requested to leave Everton, but buying a player from their Merseyside rivals was always going to be expensive. Gordon went to Newcastle instead, but that wasn't it. Liverpool were interested again in the summer of 2024. But this time, the Magpies weren't interested in selling their star winger. The trio of Gakpo, Diaz, and Salah are working well at the moment, with Liverpool leading the table so clearly. Missing out on Gordon was a good thing. Money was saved, and moreover, there's still Diego Jota to provide the depth in attack. When Jurgen Klopp arrived at Merseyside, Liverpool were nowhere near competing. Today, they have such a solid team that isn't down to luck. Yes, there's more on Liverpool, but I promise this is the last regarding the Reds. Because we need to talk about Mario Götze, who almost joined Liverpool in 2016. Klopp wanted to reunite with the German star to reignite his career after a rough spell at Bayern Munich. But Götze decided to return to Borussia Dortmund instead, leaving Liverpool to look elsewhere. And thank goodness he did. Liverpool shifted their focus to Southampton's Sadio Mane, and the rest is history. Meanwhile, Götze's second stint at Dortmund didn't quite live up to the hype, and he was moved on to PSV and now Frankfurt. Enough of Liverpool, as promised. How about Jesse Lingard? When Lingard joined West Ham on loan in 2021, he was a man on fire. Goals, assists, dance celebrations. Lingardino, as fans cheekily dubbed him, looked like he had finally found his groove. Naturally, the Hammers were desperate to make the move permanent, but Lingard returned to Manchester United, and West Ham decided not to push hard to bring him back. In hindsight, West Ham's patience paid off. Lingard's return to United was uneventful, and his move to Nottingham Forest the following year was underwhelming at best. Meanwhile, West Ham invested in other players and continued their upward trajectory, even lifting the Conference League trophy. Either United somehow made every player lose his spark, or West Ham knew Lingard wasn't good enough and bailed at the perfect time. Harry Maguire's Leicester City days made him look like the best defender in the league at that time, which pulled Manchester United and Manchester City into a bidding war for Maguire's signature. United eventually paid £80 million, making him the most expensive defender in history. City fans, they were salty at first. After all, Maguire was a solid, reliable presence for Leicester. What could go wrong? A lot, apparently. Maguire's United tenure has been, let's say, colorful. From questionable defending to becoming a meme magnet on social media, it's been a rough ride. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola quietly turned Ruben Diaz into the defensive rock City needed, without the circus that came with Maguire. City dodged a bullet the size of Old Trafford. But it wasn't as big a bullet as the one Barcelona dodged, because after the Euros, the entire world was after Nico Williams. Just like everyone who watched Spain in the Euros, Barca fans were obsessed with how well Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams link up. So, it wasn't a surprise when the Atletico Bilbao star was linked with the Catalan Giants. But getting the guy who had just blown everyone's mind would have been too expensive for Barcelona. They decided to sit tight and trust their squad, and guess what? It's been working. Turns out, Barca didn't need Williams. They just needed Hansi Flick to sort things out, because Rafinha is playing the best football of his life. The Barcelona vice-captain would have been second to Nico Williams. The front three of Yamal, Lewandowski, and Rafinha are firing on all cylinders, and Barcelona will be happy they avoided splashing the cash for Williams. Because the only time Barcelona would be willing to break the bank is for Lionel Messi. Yes, you heard that right. Barcelona dodging Lionel Messi might sound ridiculous, but hear me out. When Messi left Barcelona in 2021, it was a heartbreak that left fans sobbing. But bringing him back in 2023, as much as it tugged on nostalgic heartstrings, could have been a financial disaster for a club drowning in debt. Think about it. Messi is the best player in the world. There was no way Barca could afford Messi's wages. Even if Messi was happy to play for free, Barcelona might be killing their own youth development with emerging stars in the likes of Pedri and Gavi doing well for club and country. David Beckham saved the situation, signing Messi for Inter Miami, where the magician now calls his home. And it'll be great if you can call this channel your home for more football moments by checking out this video. See you there.